Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and today we're going to take a look at a light which cost me only £6.50. Is it going to be any good? Let's find out. Okay, so in this video we're going to be taking a look at an exceptionally cheap LED message board, which for me is actually going to serve multiple purposes. So this is going to be an unboxing, but also it's going to be a little bit of a tutorial on how to level up the lighting in your video productions. So first of all, let's do the unboxing and get that out of the way. Now first of all, we'll go through the specs. So this is a A4 sized message box. Now it's powered by either 6 AA batteries or a USB type adapter. Obviously the USB adapter you can plug into any USB source, so a portable battery bank, a computer, a laptop, or one of those mains plugs you plug into the wall. Now it's available in 4 different versions. So there's a version with a white frame, a silver frame, a black frame, and a red frame. So you can get one of these which will match pretty much any decor. So the idea of this essentially is to add a little bit of background illumination and also to personalize a message of your choice. Now for YouTube content creators such as myself and possibly those of you that are watching, things like this are fantastic for getting your message out there in a subtle or subliminal way. Now, I've seen quite a few of YouTube's finest with these in the background of their shots, with messages such as like, share, subscribe, all those kind of things, or anything which may be relevant to your channel's tagline. So for me, it could be unboxing, reviews, and how to. Now, I don't know whether I'll fit all those on, but maybe we'll see in a later video. But essentially, this is for getting a message out there, but without it being too in your face. So for me personally, I'll be having this set up possibly in the background, where at the moment you can see there's a chalkboard with a message written on it, or potentially I could put it on the shelf next to me with a message. So if I'm doing a piece directly to the camera, there's a subliminal message on the side with the message of my choosing. That's the waffle. Let's get this thing out of the box and take a look at it. So first of all, we get this little box. So I'm presuming this is the accessories. So yes, in there we get a USB to a barrel type connection. Shame it's not a micro USB or USB-C or something like that. That would have been a nice thing to see to make it a little bit simpler, but again, a barrel connection, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so this is your letters. Now, from what I can tell from the description on the Amazon site, there are 90 individual letters on here, which maybe I'll lay out to see exactly how many there are. So these are all transparent. They look and feel like, I think they're a very thin acrylic. And you've got some colored options. So you've got like your smileys, your emojis, all that kind of stuff. So again, you can add a little bit of color to the light box without going over the top. So you don't need to have like this some RGB craziness going on, but you can quite easily put a smiley or an emoticon on the end of your text or mixed with your text just to give it a little bit of extra color. So there's a lot of options here. And with the letters, I would imagine you've got a relatively good selection. You've got 2 or 3 of each letter there. So you should be able to make up most words of your choosing. Obviously, you may have to mess around with it a little bit to get it to say what you like, a bit like a private registration in the UK. So anyway, there's the letters and some of the emojis and different icons that you can have on your display. So let's take a look at the display itself. So like I said, it's approximately A4 in size. Now the exact measurements are 30 by 22 by 6, and that's centimeters. So 6 centimeters depth, 30 centimeters across, and 22 down. And it's actually not overly heavy. It's a pretty solid plastic construction. There isn't a great deal of wiggle or anything in it. And on the rear of the device, or box, you've got 2 hanging areas, so you can put some screws in the wall, and you could even hang it up somewhere if you wanted to in a permanent position. There aren't any screws included, so you'd have to provide that yourself. But it's actually not too heavy that you could maybe get away with some kind of double-sided tape or maybe even some Velcro. So if you want it in a certain position and you want to be able to remove it quickly, change the text, put it back up, then that's definitely possible to do. Now on the what I would consider to be possibly the right hand side is the battery compartment. So that just comes off, and in there you can insert 6 AA batteries. So this doesn't have to be powered in the traditional sense. You can put some batteries in there and put it wherever you need it to be. So maybe if you're having someone's birthday party out in the garden in the summer, maybe you're having a barbecue or cookout, you could put a message on there, happy birthday, such and such, whoever's name, and it'd be a nice thing to have in the background of your family shots. So moving around to the other side, this is the electrical side. So we've got the barrel connection jack, and you've got a rocker switch for off, on or on, depending on how you're powering it. So if you switch it to battery mode and turn it on, you can use that. It's basically a 3-way rocker switch. So depending on how you're powering it, that would be depending which switch you're using. So that pretty much wraps up the unboxing. So next thing for me to do is probably to put some text on here and show you examples of how it could be used, or potentially how I'm going to use it. So one of the first things I can definitely think about, first of all, is maybe if I put it in the background, replacing the chalkboard, I can have a message related to the graphics cards which are underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we've got everything unboxed, and I've laid out all the letters and stuff to try and get an idea of what's available. So from what I can tell at the moment, it looks like you get pretty much 2 of every character. There's some additional S's that I can tell already, a couple of additional R's, which is handy if you're from the West Country, UR and all that. You get the @ sign, you get plenty of digits. You actually get some German letters as well. You get the kind of the O and the U, the umlaut, I think they call it, above. Yeah, there's a load of letters here. It's a little bit fiddly, a little bit tricky to get them all apart, but I guess you probably only do it maybe once or twice, or maybe every now and then, so it's not going to be like a constant thing. But what do you think? So there's my first message, which is, as you can see, AMD versus NVIDIA. Now, even actually like that with the light off, it doesn't look that bad. It actually looks okay. It looks like a message, and it's clearly visible, I would say, apart from when the light reflects on it. But you get the idea. So I've got a smiley face on there and a kiss just to lighten up a bit. So let's turn the light on. Now you can get an idea of how bright it is. This is kind of like studio conditioned lighting, so it's 135 watt bulbs there and there. So they're pretty bright. And we've got a monitor behind me with a white screen on. So let's see what it's like in comparison. So I'm going to flick this on. And there we go, that actually is pretty bright. Considering the brightness in here, the fact it's a white table as well, with pretty much white background, and that screen is pretty bright. And I think that looks pretty good. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but I think it looks pretty cool. Adds a little bit of colour, and it definitely gets the message out there. So as you can see, AMD versus NVIDIA. Got the pound sign instead of the S, which is a little bit of a play on words, because obviously graphics cards are expensive at the moment. But we still love them, so I had to put the kiss on there. But you get the general idea. You can make this whatever you want it to be, customize it with your own messages. For those of you that make YouTube videos and are making thumbnails for your videos, something like this with maybe a couple of graphics cards put around it as part of your thumbnail is really going to get the message out there, which I may well do in a minute. But this is a really cool little tool, and it cost me £6.50 from Vpon. It was a 50% off from Amazon. And I'll put some links to this particular box and Vpon in the description below, so you can check it out for yourself. But what do you think? I'm pretty impressed. Okay, for £6.50, put it in the back of a shot, put it on the side of there. You just purely use it for making thumbnails for your videos to make them more clickable. Seems like a great idea to me. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section below. In the meantime, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and we will catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.